Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Shriver, and I'm very, very proud to be the chair of Special Olympics International and equally proud to be joining you for this first in-person conference in 2 years. I'm grateful that you have had the courage, the bravery, the strength, the perseverance to stay the course over these last very difficult 2 years. And equally importantly, now as we begin to have the chance to reemerge from this terrible pandemic, that you've had the strength and the courage and the perseverance and the commitment to the mission of the athletes and families and volunteers of Special Olympics to come back together and assert that we are not done with our work. We have only just begun. I want to thank Glenn, your Chief Executive Officer, Cody Jansma, who's the LETR liaison there in Ontario, and all of the constables, all of the people who work in law enforcement across the region for celebrating this 35th anniversary of the torch run in Ontario. You know the story. You know the story because you have lived the story. Each of you has done the work, run the torch, raised the money, saluted the athletes, held the voice and power and dignity of inclusion high in your own lives. You have saluted the athletes of Special Olympics, but I hope you know that as you have saluted them, as you have stood by them, as you have held the post for their vision and their dreams and their gifts and their triumphs, you have been joined by people around the world. You know the numbers. It's almost $1 billion over these many years that your brothers and sisters in the service of public safety and law enforcement have given to the athletes of Special Olympics. Over 900 million already. In the service of what? In the service of dignity. In the service of justice. In the service of the bravery of the human spirit that has no boundaries. Yes, indeed, you have run. And you have done all the activities, waited tables, held car washes, sat on the tops of buildings. I mean, God knows how many things your brothers and sisters and you have done around the world in your 35 years and in the broader history of the law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics. So I come here today, unfortunately, sadly, virtually, to say thank you. Really, no other message is needed. Because if I simply convey to you the gratitude of our movement, I hope you will not hear my words, but you will see the face of the athlete. I trust that you won't be listening to my language, but instead listening to the heart of the athlete who has his or her chance to stand at the starting line, to run their race, to finish with arms raised high, and whatever place they finish in, to turn to the world and say, I did my best, I am a winner. As you celebrate, the world of Special Olympics celebrates. We celebrate now with the grief, with the loss, and with the sadness of these last few years. As never before, it has become clear to the rest of the world that people with intellectual challenges face injustice in the healthcare system, education systems, childcare systems, in housing, in employment, community living, just about everywhere. And the toll has been brutal. In the loss of life, in the intensified loneliness, in the discrimination, in the denial of services. And so we come back now, perhaps chastened a bit by the full recognition of how much work we have to do, but strengthened indeed by the power and urgency of our mission now. For us, for you, dignity is not optional. Justice is not optional. Inclusion is not optional. We stand united. Our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, all of you, the constables of Ontario, we stand united with the athletes of Special Olympics in declaring that as we come back, we confirm we are only just beginning. So our athletes will run, they will compete, they will kick, they will ski, they will skate. In Canada, they'll do a lot of skating. But as they compete, make no mistake about it. And we ask the world to make no mistake about it. They're competing not just for gold and silver and bronze. They're competing to change the way all of us see each other. They're competing for a new vision in the world. A vision grounded in the dignity, the equality, the beauty of every human spirit, of every human body, of every human person. You've dedicated your lives to the safety of your brothers and sisters in the neighborhoods and communities and provinces in which you live. Our athletes have dedicated their work, their competition, their skills to the same ideal. We join together as you return. Now, in this great celebration of the past, I come to you to say thank you. And as I said, I only hope that those words conjure up for you the image of the athlete in competition, in triumph, so that we can be strengthened in the future for the inclusion that we all need, the inclusion revolution. Thank you all for your service to our movement and for your commitment to a brighter and more just and more joyful future for all. Thank you.